Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started, officially open up the February 2025 Traffic and Parking Commission public meeting. Just a heads up, if you wish to speak, just sign your name if you haven't done so already. First up, approval of the minutes from the December 3rd, 2024 meeting.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes from that meeting.
Were you here that day?
I believe so. Oh, which one? November or December?
Ooh, December.
December, no, January I was here, so I can't do January. January.
Motion to approve. Second, all in favor?
Aye.
All right. Next, approval of the minutes from the January 7th, 2025 meeting.
I'll make a motion to accept the January minutes.
Second?
So we would have to table it.
They have to table it, those two weren't there, yeah.
Okay, so that one's
yeah.
tabled.
Do we have to make a motion to
Table.
Yeah, probably. I'd make a motion to table it due to the lack of presence of the other members.
Second to table. Okay, all in favor of the table that?
Aye.
Okay. Okay, communication, November 20th, 2024, from Commissioner of Public Works, Kate Fox-Lent, providing an update on the downtown Broadway utility project.
I will speak on behalf of Kate. For the remainder of the week, the crews will be working on 4th Street between Broadway and Cherry and on Congress between Broadway and Pearl. Drivers coming off exiting the 4th Street ramp from the Tobin Bridge are going to have to take a right onto Chestnut and go towards Everett Ave that way. They have no access to Broadway. At the beginning of next week, 2 crews will be back on Broadway. One will be on Broadway and 4th. Sorry, one will be on Broadway and 4th and 5th. Work is expected to continue there until March 11th. Crew number 2 will be in the Broadway from Congress to Cross Street. Work there is expected to continue until April 3rd.
Thank you. Okay. Next, communication, November 20th, 2024, from Joel Guerrero, requesting the commission to consider implementing a delayed light or a left turn arrow at the Marginal and Pearl Street intersection.
Sorry, Joe, did you mean to skip 5 or are you going to go back to it?
Oh, I did skip 5, my apologies. Number 5 is a communication November 20th from Council Leo Robinson proposing regulations for bicycles and electric scooters.
According to our notes from last month, we tabled it. Emily was just going to get some more information on she was going to check with the law department on the requests. So I would think that's something she still has to do. So I would say, since she is not here tonight, that we would table until next month's meeting.
Second for that?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, table that. Okay, now, communication November 20th, 2024, from Joel Guerrero, requesting the commission to consider implementing a delayed light or a left turn arrow at the Marginal and Pearl Street intersection.
I'm seeing that Joel is not here to speak on it. I know we did have this discussion last month. We were told that the report from MassDOT's traffic company that evaluates the intersections, that the left-hand turn was no longer needed and only would cause more traffic delays. So I mean, he's not here to speak on it, but still, it just seems to me that's something that they did a study on and they had the numbers to back it up. So I'm more for denying his request of having that delayed light come back in.
I'll second.
So we're denying?
Yeah, so deny his request to add it in.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Next up is a handicap application of January 2nd, 2025, from Lillian Rodriguez of 93 Bellingham Street. Miss, are you Lillian?
I don't think
No?
Yeah, I was looking at, from what I can see, there's one that's about 5 or 6 houses away. I know her, she can't go more than 100 feet. Well, typically, we don't like to put a handicap spot that far away from her house, so I would say that for her to access the one that's at, it's at 103.
It's 103 Bellingham.
103. Yeah, it's 4 or 5 houses away. I think it's a good distance. That location, where she has 2 spots right in front of her house, we could just take one of those spots. I think would be fine. So I make a motion to pass her request.
I'll second.
Second, all in favor, pass?
Yep, aye.
Le aprobaron su aplicación, ¿ok? Ese toma como 30 días. Sí. Sí. Sí, obras públicas te lo instalan. ¿Ok? Al frente de tu hogar.
Do you want to speak in the mic?
¿Quieres venir al micrófono?
She gets signed in too.
Y firma allá también.
¿Tengo que firmar?
Sí.
¿Aquí?
Firma primero.
Ok.
She's just saying if it's going to be in front of her house. Yeah.
Yeah.
Arriba.
Pretty sure there's 2 spots right in front of that house.
Sí.
Ok, permítame, muchacha.
Oh, man.
Fíjese que yo vengo aquí porque mi médico sabe de lo que yo padezco, ¿verdad? Yo padezco de la vista, soy diabética a la vez y padezco de mis rodillas, mamita. Entonces él me dice que necesito un parqueo como cerca de la casa, al ladito ahí para parquearme. Como le digo, camino toda así, con diabetes, mi vista, y entonces todo eso me molesta ir a parquear lejísimo. Caminar mucho, mis rodillas, padezco de mis huesos, sí, de artritis y todo eso. Entonces por eso que yo vengo a pedirles ayuda aquí y mi médico le dije, por favor, ayúdenme.
Ok, ellos lo aprobaron.
Ya, ¿verdad?
Sí, está
Ok.
aprobado.
Sí, gracias entonces, ¿ok? Gracias a Dios y a ustedes, ¿ok? Que Dios me lo bendiga a todos, ¿ok?
Gracias.
Dios me lo bendiga mucho, sí.
Thank you.
Ok, esas son mis palabras. Ok. Gracias, entonces. Me espero, entonces me van a llamar o ustedes van a ir allá.
Sí, 30 días.
30 días. Entonces van a ir ustedes allá de una,
Sí.
¿verdad? Cuando ya
Sí.
se cumpla este mes. Ok, gracias.
De nada.
Ok, gracias.
Okay, next up, communication of January 21st, 2025, from Cody Santos of Circle Earth Excavation requesting 2 to 3 temporary parking spaces at 150 William Street for the duration of the project. Can you state your name and address for the record, too?
Yeah, it's Cody Santo, 22 Cottage Street, South Dartmouth, Mass. And I'm just here on behalf of Circle Earth Excavation. So we're going to be starting a site work project in Chelsea at 150 William Street. We don't have an exact schedule because the contract is still being worked out, but we're going to be beginning in March. My foreman, who's going to be on the job mainly, was supposed to be here tonight, but he couldn't make it. He's stuck in Williamstown, Mass, so I'm filling in for him. But pretty much the job starts in March, and we're going to be there probably between 6 to 8 months doing site work. We're going to be tapping into the sewage. We're going to have an underground infiltration system, and we're going to need some parking spaces for our team. We're going to probably there's going to be a couple phases of the project. I know the first phase would probably be between 4 and 5 of our team members, and then by the end of it, when we're pouring sidewalks and foundations, we're going to have between 6 to 8 guys. So it would be ideal to have at least 2 to 3 parking spaces for the time being during the project.
Did you have a specific spot in mind? I know, looking at the building is, so on that street in front of it, there is no parking. There's no parking in that section. There is parking up after the next address.
Yeah, so me personally, I haven't been on the site. I've only been reading the plans.
Okay.
So I do know, are you talking about Mulberry Street?
So no, Mulberry comes down from the side. There's
Yeah.
technically no parking on there, even though that street's wide enough for it. We would have to, I mean, obviously, the plans show you fencing in the whole property
Yeah.
that you're working on.
Yep.
So that would take away any parking that's in there. the one issue that I had, not the issue, but the one problem you see is that drive, from the edge of your property where you're working back to Mulberry Street there, the street is significantly less wide, not as
Yeah.
wide as it is up there, so to allow parking there. I would think of adding parking, I guess first, I would suggest to reach out, not saying that we would say yes or no, but I would suggest first to reach out to it used to be Cash and Carry, but the Sweet Life used to be next door. That parking lot is empty. For the most part, they have a Bobcat in there and a box and like 2 cars.
Yeah.
And they're not physically using it, as far as I know. I don't personally know the owners. I know the guy that sold before, but, I mean, before we approve something or say we're gonna take away parking from anyone else, I think you should check it with them and see if you could lease out a few spots, or just, they might even let you use it.
Yeah. What's the place called?
So it's adjacent to 150. It used to be called Sweet Life. I'm trying to say, now it says, there's actually a number for the lease. I can share it with you if you want. It says the number right on the building for the lease. That seems like the company that would run it.
Okay.
I mean, like I said, you could fit your whole crew in there. You could fit 6 or 8 trucks in there, and they still have room too,
Yeah.
I guess I would say to do that before we approve something, unless you guys had something different to add to it. Because you could always, like, if worst case scenario, if they were that and said no, you could always possibly get parking on the Mulberry side, going up to that driveway, because that's a wider street, so, but that would be something I think the full committee would want to speak on.
I think you're also getting 30 days from DPW, right?
Yes. We have 30 days,
Yeah,
starting in March.
starting in March. Okay.
So
Yeah.
I guess he has this whole month to figure it out.
Yeah, I mean, you
and
got some time. Like I said, I'm not saying that it's no to the Mulberry if it had to be, but I think if you reached out to this company,
Yeah.
I think they'd be more than willing to.
I
let you guys
definitely would
use
like to
it.
take their information down.
Yeah.
before.
And like I said, I'm just looking at the leasing company. It looks like just a company that's doing it. They probably would be able to give you permission, I would think. It's
Yeah.
worth a shot. And then, like you said, if you don't get it, and you can always come back, and then the next meeting we can always talk about it with a full committee.
Okay.
Might be easier that way.
Okay. Sounds good. Thank you.
So I would, you're welcome.
Yeah.
So I would make a motion to table the request and let Cody reach out and see if he can get in touch with the abutters, and maybe he can park in their lot.
Do you have a contact by chance, or?
I don't have their name, but I'll share with you the number for the,
Okay.
what it says on that.
Perfect.
Second the table?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. All right, so there's no other items left on the agenda for this month. I'm going to go ahead and officially conclude this month's meeting. Thanks for coming, Cody. Meeting adjourned.